Got ice cream on my glasses.
And your shirt.
Well, yeah,
Yum,
that's
yum,
pretty
yum.
Not sure how I got them on my glasses, but you don't need to talk about that.
We talk to me. I guess we can go open your cat advent calendar.
He's talking to his cat, not me. There's any confusion.
Sorry, it's a little. Oh god, it's a little too late for you to have an advent calendar.
No, it's not. It's traditionally 12 days. Never too late.
I would never settle for just 12 days of loving my babies.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, everyone.
Oh, no problem.
Hey,
Hey.
you're good.
The
Yeah.
cats are getting their advent calendar.
They're what?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
cats have an advent calendar for treats.
Cute.
That's funny. I was about to say, my kids have the same thing. Ugh. Christmas calendars are like so much better today than they were when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had the creepy. Remember when we had the creepy milk chocolate? And we were so excited to eat it. And now my kids have like Kinder Surprise calendars. So there's basically like a treat inside of a treat inside of a
Ooh.
calendar.
Oh.
It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. They got it easy. Oh my god, and they got such fancy stuff now. I want to be a kid again.
I know, right? Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
All right, so I'm ready to go if everybody is. I'm going to try to get started now because I know Doug is not going to be staying with us the whole game. So I want him to play as much as possible before I relieve him and play his character.
Yeah,
I'll
start looking for a good time to leave at midnight, but I'll go as late as 12:30 depending on where we are.
Yeah, you do your thing. Let me know. It's all good. I gotcha. Now everybody's on Sirenscape. Everybody's good to go.
Opening Sirenscape now.
Okay, those that know that Sirenscape, those that have issues with Sirenscape, don't bother. We'll probably just have Steve stream
or,
it.
Nobody else has to load it. I'll just stream it.
Yeah, we can always do that.
Just play something real quick.
Yeah. Actually, let's play the gate. Yeah, this is where you guys are gonna be when you start. So here we go.
Okay, nope.
It's playing right now.
Very.
You got it? Okay, so Steve can hear it. Okay. That's all that matters, really.
I just hear
I
birds.
Yeah, it's just basically it's outside of the Gate of Valaki, so it's just basically nature sounds, nothing fancy. And now I just realized that I forgot. Oh, there it is. I got it. Cool. Perfect. I do have it. Sometimes you do things you don't remember you did it. Oh. I'm surprised I was able to prepare this game this week. It was so hectic. Okay. I was at a point now where I used to be ahead of you guys like quite a bit. Now you guys have caught up rather, and so I'm the rule of DMing is kind of like in life. Don't go paycheck to paycheck. Well, in DM, don't go session to session. Don't do it.
Weird agent of chaos.
I mean, try to at least get a few options ready just in case your players go in the direction. That way you're somewhat prepared. You can't prepare for everything, obviously, but But now I'm at a point where, if you guys were to throw
for us.
Yeah, like if you guys were to say midway through your journey to the winery, you decide to tell me, "Oh, let's go to that shiny tower there." I'm like, "Fuck."
Let's walk
did
all
you-
the way back to the village of Barovia, guys.
Yeah.
If we like read the maps and we were like, hey Paul, isn't there supposed to be this thing off the trail?
Just go there.
Mhm.
Mhm. This is why you guys don't have a map yet, an actual map. Like most DMs are like, I should give my players a map. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't fucking do it.
You will
We
regret it.
decide to walk
Once
north
it-
for
once
3
they
days.
go everywhere, they're gonna go everywhere.
Exactly. All right. So okay. So if we're ready to go, everybody's on roll 20. Perfect. Okay. There's all my stuff here. My notes are up. Yeah, I think I got my notes up. All right. I'm ready to go. Let us begin.
Curse of Strahd.
Creepy whispering man.
Mhm.
All right. So, session 46, year 752 of the Barovian calendar. Your 12th day of the 10th moon, rather. Your 11th day in Barovia. You're currently at the northern gate of the town of Valaki. Your inquiry into the missing Vistana girl led you to Lake Zarovich. North of Valaki, this massive reservoir serves as the town's primary source of fish and fresh water. Bluto, the local fisherman and your prime suspect, frequently practices his trade here. Danica from the Blue Water Inn informed you of Bluto's peculiar visit to the inn earlier this morning. Lately, the old fisherman had been melancholic and reclusive. Not surprising given the late and unexpected death of his wife, as well as the recent scarcity of the lake's fish. Suffice to say, Danica was surprised to see Bluto at the inn in the morning, let alone with a smile on his face. It would seem that Bluto found a mysterious good luck charm. Suspecting this referred to Arabelle, you hurried to Lake Zarovich in hopes of to find Bluto, and perhaps even a lead to Arabelle's whereabouts. Upon your arrival at the shore of Lake Zarovich, you felt relief after spotting a lone canoe on the horizon. However, relief quickly turned to shock after the barge's lone occupant threw a large burlap bag overboard. Together, you decisively and swiftly crossed the lake, taking to the water, air, or a barge of your own in order to reach the center of the lake. There, you found none other than Bluto, fishing, as if nothing happened. Strangely, the old fisherman appeared shocked and surprised by your arrival, even failing to remember his own actions moments ago. As Ezio and Talia kept an eye on Bluto, Sakura, Sparrow, and Astor combined their efforts and retrieved the bag from the depths of the lake. To your dismay, inside was an unconscious Arabelle. By all accounts, Bluto clearly attempted to drown the young Vistana. But when pressed, he had no recollection of his actions, despite confessing of knowing the girl. Thankfully, you managed to resuscitate Arabelle. Grateful for your timely intervention, she explained that she had been helping Bluto demystify his wife's death. But when both traveled to the lake, Arabelle recounted Bluto beginning to act strangely. Oh man, it is this again. That's the second time it does that. Sorry about that. So when both traveled to the lake, Arabelle recounted Bluto beginning to act strangely. It was then that she suddenly stuffed the girl into a bag and brought her to the middle of the lake. While you struggled to believe Bluto at first, Arabelle's tale began to make sense after a mysterious creature attacked and later charmed Sakura. There is something devious residing at Lake Zarovich, a mysterious aquatic creature capable of dominating the minds of its victims, luring them unsuspectingly to its lair near the northern shore. For now, though, you felt it best to return Arabella to her father and continue with your pursuit of the winery. You can't shake the feeling, though, as you leave Lake Zarevich, that it is only a matter of time before you need to face this mysterious creature. And so, any questions?
Nope.
No. You guys are probably gonna say, no, we're not really gonna fight this creature. Who cares? So
Oh, we'll see.
we'll see.
One day.
We'll see. More
No, I know you
important
guys are just
things
gonna.
to do.
I know you guys are just gonna prove me wrong. Like after me saying this, oh, Paul just said it in the recap. We're not doing it. Just to throw him off. All right. So, if you guys have no question about last game, Doug, just to let you know, I added the XP. You didn't have any XP added to your sheet, so I did add that. I noticed that. Just make sure to put the XP on your character. I'll check your character from time to time to make sure that everything's okay. But just try to remember to put the XP that I gave the party on your sheet.
Oh, I thought that was done automatically.
No. Oh, sorry, no. Yeah. So when I give the XP to the players, they have to go into your sheet and put it and change the amount.
Very well.
And when they hit that value, then they level up. That's it. Unfortunately, it's just maybe one day I'll have these automated sheets, but for now, I'm old school. All right, so we will start. Well, the party kind of separated because we had Sparrow that basically grabbed Arabelle and flew back to the Vistani encampment. And then the rest of the party was basically just walking back to town. So I have most of the party except Sparrow and Arabelle just at the entrance, walking towards the north gate entrance to town. And then Sparrow was on her way to the Vistani encampment down south. So who wants to go first? Nobody wants to go?
First, like, what do
Okay.
you mean go first?
Well, the party's separated, so which part of the party wants to go? Do I do Sparrow first, or do I do the rest of the party
Oh,
first?
I see what you mean.
It don't matter to me.
Yeah, we
I
can go first.
need a choice.
guess.
I would have Sparrow go first, so that way when she leaves, we can have her rejoin the party. With our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So was the point that you guys were waiting at the northern gate for Sparrow to return, or you got to wait back inside Velaki for her to return?
We should probably go into Velaki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do you guys. I'll do the rest of the party after. We'll start with Sparrow.
Okay.
So that means I have to switch to Vistani encampment. Where is that? Vistani camp. Boom. Loading. Perfect. Vistani camp. All right. So which would they go? All right. So, Sparrow, takes you a good, I'd say, a good 20 minutes to fly back to the encampment. On the way, Arabelle seems a little nervous. She's not used to flying, it seems.
Okay.
But you notice that Rufus licks her hand
Oh.
and sometimes her face, and that kind of reassures her. She was kind of focusing on the puppy. And on the way, she asks you, "You have a very lovely dog. What's his name?"
Oh, his name is Rufus. Thank you so much. Yes, he is very lovely.
She seems to be looking at the dog as you are starting to arrive closer to the encampment. You actually see smoke from the campfire on top of that hill where all the tents are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a question of moments before you arrive. But before you do, she stares quite a bit on the way at Rufus, to the point where Rufus kind of stares back at her, and there's this awkward moment of silence between the two that you notice. And there's something going on with the girl. Like, she seems to be doing something, for lack of a better word, to Rufus. Doesn't seem to be anything bad, but at one point, as you are arriving, she then turns to you and says, "This dog has seen a lot of suffering, but
Yes.
it's also been extremely fortunate to find someone like you."
I think I was the lucky one when I found him. Or actually, he found me.
She mentions this, though. This kind of sends a chill down your spine. I can't shake a shadow that lingers above both of you when I stare at him.
What kind of shadow?
I can't say for sure, but the cold and cruel kind. Maybe death. If you stay together for too long, at some point tragedy will strike. And either this pup, you, or perhaps even both of you, will meet a truly traumatic and untimely end.
I will do everything in my power to not let that happen. But thank you, little girl.
Of course. So you can definitely notice that this, unless she's making this up, and she seems to have some sort of foresight into people, which is peculiar because, I mean, you haven't been with Vistani all that long, but so far the Vistani you've noticed, that you met rather, not all of them have this type of power. And when you guys were at the Serpool encampment, you remember the Vistani
Lady-
there.
Madame
Ma-
Eva
well,
or
Yeah, it
something.
was Madame Eva, yeah. She was apparently the only one that had these types of powers of foresight. And so it's kind of interesting to see that someone so young has these types of powers. So anyways, as you get this foreboding insight into what could potentially be a very dramatic future, you guys arrive at the top of the hill. There's a couple of elves that draw their bows and all that on the bottom of the hill, but when they notice that it's you arriving, I mean you've guys just traveled there less than a few hours ago. They then communicate to each other to stand down and all that, and all the ruckus that outside draws both Luvash and Arigel, the two Vistani leaders, out of the tent in the center of the hill. And you notice Luvash's face gradually lights up as you approach, and he notices that you are carrying his daughter in your arms. So I guess you're landing on the top of the hill, or what is it? Where were you going with
I'm gonna go
Arabelle?
straight to the dad, or Luvash.
Straight to that, okay. So
Yeah.
top of the hill, okay. All right, so as you land, Luvash approach slowly, and he comes towards you and says, "You found her. What would have taken the elves days, you've managed to secure in a few hours? Ah, thank you so much. Thank you so much." And he approaches his daughter and he says, "Are you all right, sweetie? You had me so worried." And Arabelle says, I'm fine, father. I told you everything would be fine." He says, "I mean, How could you have known? You were... What exactly happened, do you know? And he asks you, Sparrow.
Quite a lot of things. One thing for sure, please stay out of the lake. For now.
The lake. What were you doing at the lake? And she turns her head away from her father, says, I was exploring. And he says, it's a little rash on your part. You know what I've told you about Vallaki, about the people there. They don't understand us. They don't respect us. We're dirt to them. Do you know what would have happened if you fallen captive to one of them? And she kind of turns around a little annoyed, and she cuts her father off, and she says, they're not all like that, father. And some of them need our help.
I agree with her.
Luvash is taken a bit aback, and he says, our help? And she then says the following, which kind of surprises you. Yes, our help. They, as much as us, are suffering in this land. And perhaps instead of serving the Lord of these lands, maybe we should be helping each other. To uplift each other. Put aside our differences and our prejudice. So, big words coming in from a 6-year-old, but basically what does stick to you is the fact that, she did say that. Instead of serving the Lord of the land. And she's referring to Luvash when she says this. So, she doesn't seem to be quite on necessarily the best of terms with her father. But nonetheless, she says, if you don't mind, father, maybe you could, maybe we can discuss my punishment at a later time. I think this, this creature here does deserve some form of reward. I can attest that her and her compatriots risked their lives to save me. And with that, she just goes into one of the tents that surrounds the central one, and before she goes in, she just turns towards you one last time, Sparrow, and she says, "Thank you. We will meet each other again. We have much to discuss."
I
And she
hope
goes
so,
back
little
into
girl.
And then I wave. And then I
Okay.
wave Rufus's paw at her.
Okay.
Oh,
The Luvash turns to you now, and he says, "Sorry about that. My daughters can be quite peculiar sometimes."
She is
sure
very
what to do
wise
with
for
her.
her age. That is for sure.
Yes, unfortunately, for me. Which is very important. Tell me, did you notice anything strange about her?
About her, other than her wisdom, I'm not quite sure, but everything here is odd for me.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice or manifest any forms of abilities or talents?
I'm not sure. What do you mean?
Well, you kind of do, but you can roll me a I guess a charisma deception check.
Okay.
You did see her read not a fortune, but at least glance into
My future.
people's future. Yeah.
Oh, right. You said deception?
Yeah. Well, if you want to stay with that line of that if that's what you want to continue to claim. If you want to not lie, then by all means we don't have to roll. But if you want to stick with what you just said, you're gonna have to roll me one.
Oh, fine. Let me rephrase that.
Sure. Rewinding.
I'm not quite sure what you mean about manifestation, but she seems to have told me a possible future for me and my friend here.
I see.
It is, I guess, in this land, it is quite. How should you say? Very possible to happen, based on what I've seen so far, anyway.
Right. Well, I can tell you for a fact that for Vistani, it is quite rare. It's nearly a once in a generation type of thing.
To know the future.
Yes, to be a seer.
Are you sure she's a seer?
Well, she's exuding some of the talents of a seer, although I believe her powers have not been mastered yet. But that and the fact that her mother is a descendant of the late Madame Eva.
The late Madame Eva?
Wait, what?
I asked that as a question.
Yes, Madame Eva. She was our first seer.
When did she pass?
Well, Madame Eva has passed centuries ago.
What the fuck?
Wait.
Hold on. How long have we been here?
Like
Or
2 weeks?
when did we see her last?
You
I
guys
think
have
it's our
been
like 12th night in our
yeah.
Barovia.
You've
So
been
12 days
in
ago.
Barovia.
Okay. So we saw her 12 days ago.
Not even. No. You saw her. No, you guys.
10 days
You
ago?
guys saw her. Yeah, 10 or 9 days ago.
Okay.
What do you mean centuries? We met her like last week? Or a few, 10 days ago or so. Nearly when we arrived here.
Oh, you mean the crone at the Circle encampment?
Yes, wasn't that Madame Eva?
No, she's the most recent seer of our tribe.
Her name is not Eva.
No.
That is what was told to us.
That's what they told us, right? That Madame Eva was waiting for us or something. I don't remember. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
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 Maybe she's waiting for us at the grave.
So the other Vistani, Aragal, that's behind. He's kind of like he's right on the side of the tent there. He's kind of he's got his arm crossed and he's been listening to the conversation, not saying a word. But then he comes forward and says, "When did you last see this Madame Eva, if you don't mind me asking?"
About 9 or 10 days ago. That's about a few days after we got here to your land.
It seems we have been tricked, but
Tricked?
and that the rumors are true. What do you mean? Eva lives after all these generations?
That is what she said her name was. I'm just as confused as you.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Aragal whispers to his brother. You can try to do an active perception to see if you can hear it.
Rip.
Well,
Sorry. Nope, you don't make it out. So,
Oh.
and you just have Luvash that answers. Aragal says, perhaps. Well, that is quite interesting. Seers are not known to live longer than normal people, although Madame Eva was known to be a regular seer. She was the first.
I turn
But-
to the brothers.
What are you whispering? I don't like whisper.
Apologies. This information is troubling, and yes, sorry. We'll discuss our next steps after. That doesn't really matter to you. All I want you to know is that, well, basically, my daughter is a descendant of Madame Eve, and so it seems that that line, after every few generations, does produce a seer, the next seer. There's always been one seer at a time. It takes up the mantle and that guides the tribes.
How many tribes are there? I mean, are you a separate tribe from the Tserpul encampment?
Yes, we are. We're all Vistani, but we're not from the same tribe.
I see.
The Tserpul encampment, until very recently, has been a traveling tribe. They've been traveling mostly across Barovia, but also other parts. They recently, well, before coming to Barovia, apparently they were in Borca. And they traveled the roads, crossing the mists as they see fit. Us, however, we've remained in Barovia for quite a long time.
Like before the mist long?
No, not before the mist, no. No. But let's just say that for over the last 100 or so years, my tribe has been remaining here in service of the lords of these lands. The lord of these lands, rather. So it would seem that you have Vistani that are actually much more, that serve Strahd directly, is what he's implying. Whereas you didn't get a sense of that when, obviously, you were in the Tserpul encampment, right? In fact, quite the opposite. When you guys traveled to the Tserpul encampment and Strahd made his sudden appearance, the Vistani were actually intent on, not necessarily
Killing us?
hiding you.
Okay.
No, well, they weren't. They didn't bring your presence necessarily to the attention of Strahd.
Oh.
Right. So, they weren't directly opposing Strahd, mind you, but they weren't, at the very least, they didn't seem to,
Ally with him. Or
rat you out, right? So,
Okay.
so there's that. So, with that being said, Luvash says, but with all that being said, all I'm asking is for your discretion in regards to my daughter. If word, especially, came to the ears of some of the Valakians or other Barovians that a seer resides here, then I would be concerned that they would take arms against us. They have quite a bit of prejudice against my people, especially any forms of magic or superstition that they feel or believe is tied to malevolent forces. I wouldn't want them to do something stupid.
You have my word. I won't say anything.
Excellent. Well, with that being said, I think I should probably reward you. You've,
Okay.
after all, brought back what is dearest to me. That's the least I could do.
Yeah. We almost died in the process.
Well, thank you for all you've done. He says, Arigal, mind showing them what we could offer them? And so Arigal just gestures to you to follow him. He says, "Right this way."
I nod and then I tell Luvash.
Till next we meet.
Of course, you are always welcome here. If you need assistance of any kind, I will be of service. I owe you a favor at the very least. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So you follow Arigel to another caravan. You can hear a lot of other Vistani that are like inside caravans next to it. Kids, other adults in there as well. Once you arrive at where's this one? Yeah, okay. So you arrive at a wagon that is guarded by two Vistani outside, and Arigel just basically gestures to the Vistani to move aside, and he goes up a few steps, like these like 3 wooden steps that lead into the caravan, and he pushes one of the curtains to the side and he says, "Please come in. You can pick any one treasure from within."
One treasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you go to the dentist.
Yeah, exactly. He says these treasures are unique. You will not find anything like them anywhere else in Barovia.
All right. I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have wine?
There it is.
We do have a bit left.
Do you mind if I take a
Don't take
bottle
that as
or
your
two
price.
as well on top of the one treasure?
Well, he says, well, given as I haven't seen my brother in such good spirits in so long, I'll let you. And he goes into the wagon, and he goes into what? Sorry, we call it a wagon. The Vistani call it a vardo. So he goes into the vardo, and at the end he goes into a box, and he brings out this bottle of what appears to be some form of alcohol, and he says, "Our sole and only, perhaps even the only one in Barovia, Champagne de la Stomp," and he gives it to you.
Ooh.
Oh,
And that's
Fancy.
the top wine from the Wizards of the Wine.
Oh, she her
Nice.
face lights up so bright.
All that fancy shit.
I will save
Hey,
this
you
for
could have given
a,
her gutter wine.
for an occasion.
I think you guys
Jeweled
have a picture of the wines, right? If I can miscount that, I gave you. Yeah. I think it's here. Champagne de la Stomp. There you go. Boom. Yeah. Champagne de la Stomp. Yeah. So apparently this is one of the rarest wine in Barovia for now. Yeah.
Wow.
So, with that being said, he tells you that take your time to look around. Any one item. Oh,
Nice.
and I know every item in this Vardo. I would advise you not to try to swindle us.
I am no swindler. I'm a monk
Very
with
well.
a taste for wine.
And then I look at the bottle with shiny eyes. So
You have
How
nothing to
long
worry about.
and then I go in.
Okay. All right. So inside this intricate, well-decorated Vardo, you have all kinds of manner of treasures. You have pieces of art ranging from various various canvases. You have different types of gems. You notice very unique clothing you've never seen before that you're not exactly sure where it comes from. Musical instruments. They do take very, very good care of the stuff in here. It's not like they just pile junk in there. Everything is well maintained, cleaned. There's not a speck of dust in this, which is in stark contrast to the rest of the encampment. I mean, the rest of the camp has there's so many horses out there on the top of the hill. There's horse dung everywhere. You can smell it. In here though, wow, there's a nice fresh smell. It's crazy how I mean, a woman's been in here 100% cleaning everything. I can tell right now. Not one of them dudes. Hell no. So yeah. So is there, I don't know, is there something that strikes your fancy that you'd be looking for, that you think would be beneficial to the party?
What do I see? I'm just taking a steady glance at the entire room, carefully looking at the entire room.
Well, there's a few weapons, mostly daggers, a scimitar, and I mean some of these look fancy, very well decorated. There's not a lot of armors though. You maybe spot a studded leather and maybe another leather armor somewhere. A couple of shields, and a few weapons outside of swords and daggers. I mean, I guess you can find maybe a spear, or you find one. You find one hand crossbow, but other than that, a lot of it has to do with. You also have books. You also have, like I said, a lot of different pieces of art. But as you look around, why don't you roll me a perception check with advantage?
Does any of the artwork feature nudity?
Which I am not going to be interested in.
Maybe. There's got to be one.
Not human nudity.
Perception.
Yeah, I just realized that Sparrow would not value.
Oh, snap!
Oh, damn. I guess you find something very interesting. Okay.
Yes.
So, you find something very, very peculiar. At the end of the Vardo, so at the end, but in the middle, there's a glass. There's this. Let's say this. There's this box, but with a glass casing type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And inside there's what? Sorry.
I said, oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Thought you had a more actual name for it, because. Sorry.
Oh no.
Glass case.
Okay. Okay, it's a glass case, but inside the glass case, what you have is you have this red velvety type of pillow rather, and right in the center of it, there seems to be this intricate looking sword hilt. And the sword hilt has, it seems to be made of a combination of silver and various types of gems. But the hilt of the sword is,
oh my god.
there's a symbol of a sun that's there.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And there seems to be some form of a faint light or glow that seems to be emanating from the hilt. But here's the thing, though.
Oh my god.
The rest of the sword is missing.
Right.
There's just the hilt.
It's probably like a lightsaber.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
You may need
I'm
to
gonna
be
assume that
magically
it's like a
attuned.
lightsaber.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
So would it be stupid of me to pass that on?
Yes. That's the sword of sunlight. It has to be. That's the sword of sunlight.
Not where they said it would be, though.
That's
no, it said
true.
the Vistani have what you seek. A missing child holds the key to the treasure's release. It's exactly where they said it would be.
Oh, is that what the Taroka card says?
Yeah, the
thought this
tax
sort of
collector.
What's in
No,
the
this,
Ember Temple then?
I don't know. Some.
We have that thread. Wait a second.
Well, you should
Um,
have. You also have it here in your.
It's just a treasure. The treasure you seek is hidden behind the sun in the House of the Saints. But the Sword of Sunlight comes from the Vistani. A missing
Okay.
child holds the key to the treasure's release. It's the tax collector card.
Tax collector. Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Sword of Sunlight. Okay.
Sword.
All right.
so. Is that what you grab?
Can I open it? Is it like? Can I take it,
Well,
or do I
yeah,
have to take the
you-
glass case?
well, you grab the glass case, and there doesn't seem to be any locks or anything. So when you lift it, yeah, you're able to remove the glass case.
Mm.
And so as you remove the glass case delicately and put it on the floor, in front of you is this. There definitely is some sort of a glow emanating from this sword. Not enough to generate any form of visible. Well, it's not enough to shed bright light or illuminate a room, but there is a faint glow emanating from it. And like I said, it seems to be this combination of silver, aluminum hilt, but you have these topaz gems that form like the shape of a sun on each side of the hilt.
Cool. I'm taking it.
Okay.
Sword.
Congratulations, you found the first Taroka treasure.
Sword.
Sword.
The music's so dramatic. It's great.
It's actually the sound effect's actually called Found Strahd Treasure Music.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Perfect, eh? Okay. So with that, what do? You leave?
Yeah. Well, no. I try to activate it somehow. I like hold it with two hands. You know.
Okay.
And
Okay.
looking at it, and nothing's happening.
Why don't you do an Arcana check?
Try
for me?
yelling
Arcana.
thunder.
I'm not even trained in Arcana, I think.
You don't have. No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Thundercats.
Oh.
Oh
I
my
just
god.
Oh boy.
I really don't know
Okay.
anything about magic.
All right, you're doing it. Shit.
Hey, at least you
Well-
perceived it and you got it.
Oh gosh.
Bring
that's
that
funny.
back. Let me and Oscar have a look at it.
You managed
That's what
to
I think,
activate
yep.
the sword
I'm
right into your
definitely-
eyeball. Ooh.
Definitely gonna. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I'm like, man, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to ask Oscar. Man.
It's a
You notice-
sword.
You notice Aragal, like peeking inside, says, "Is everything all right? Did you find anything that? Oh, I see.
It seems useless, but it caught my eye. So I think I'm going to take these.
The most mysterious of all our treasures."
And then I'm like, waving my hand up and down, kind of like weighing the thing. It's just a hilt, so.
It is, yeah. He says, rumor has it that my predecessors stole this hilt